Piracy of Dungeons & Dragons products is straight up illegal. GameMasters here, and I've been getting quite a few comments about how displeased players are with Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro's moves as of late, stemming from the OGL from months ago, moving through to their overpriced Fate and Magic the Gathering cards, then deploying the Pinkertons to a YouTuber's house. I mean, the list of displeasure goes on. And the most recent issues that folks have is the price hike on their physical books. This all in turn has led many people to leave comments about simply pirating the books. Listen, regardless of how bad the content is or how shoddy the binding is, we all would like to have the official information that Wizards produces, simply because, well, that information becomes canon. Third-party creators may be making a superior product, and while this is certainly not a knock at those third-party creators, their work simply isn't going to be considered canon. But here's the thing. Several years ago, at the Washington Technology Industry Association Tech Northwest Conference, you guys know who Gabe Newell is? Valve, the company behind games like Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Left 4 Dead. Any of that sound familiar? What about Steam? Valve created that as well. Well, Gabe Newell was one of the founders, and today he holds the title of president. Now, why bring that guy up? What's that got to do with piracy? Okay. Back in the Washington Technology Conference, at that conference, Gabe is attributed with the following quote. One thing that we have learned is that piracy is not a pricing issue. It's a service issue. The easiest way to stop piracy is not by putting anti-piracy technology to work. It's by giving those people a service that's better than what they're receiving from the pirates. Put another way, this latest price hike by Wizards to increase their newest Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants is not the fact that they increased the price. It's the fact that they reduced the overall page count. Most other books have seen a page count between 220 and 300 pages. This new Bigby's book comes in at barely 190 pages in length. And on top of that, many of the books from 5th edition have seen piss-poor binding, which causes the pages to fall out. Yet, I still have some of my old AD&D books from the 80s and early 90s that are still opening just as strong as ever. The service in this regard is the reduced page count and the poor binding, combined with lackluster content. And while I cannot exactly speak to the content that we will ultimately be presented with, I can attest that the last few books have been beyond lackluster. Take Spelljammer, for example, a set that was originally based heavily on space combat. Didn't contain any space combat rules. I fully expect this new Bigsby book to be of similar content, just broad strokes with very little actual detail. But it's not out yet, so I hope that in this instance, I'm very wrong. I also made mention in a previous video that I felt Wizards' price hike has everything to do with attempting to drive those that would purchase the physical copies of their book to their online platform, D&D Beyond, to go digital where Wizards will have more control over your collection. Just keep in mind, by going to their digital platform, you'll never actually own those books. You're merely renting them until Wizards decide that you've pissed them off and they can just scuttle your account at any time. And guess what? You've just lost all that money and access to all of those digital books. All of this points directly back to what Gabe said. It's the poor service that folks get that lead them to piracy in the first place. And he said that over 13 years ago. Sure, for some, it is a matter of income. I won't joke, D&D books are beyond expensive, especially after seeing this new price hike. But here's the thing. And again, while piracy is illegal, and I will never condone it, if someone can grab a PDF of any given book, and download it to their computer, they have it forever, regardless of how bad they piss off Wizards and what Wizards does to that person's D&D Beyond account. Listen, I cannot advocate for piracy, but I do understand the justification. I just humbly ask that you understand that I will delete any comments if it borders on the how to pirate or flat out directs folks where to obtain pirated Dungeons & Dragons books. I'm fine with us debating piracy, but once that comment jumps into the realm of here's how to do it or here's a link, yeah, it's going to get deleted. It's a shame that the D&D brand has been tarnished by the entity that is supposed to be fostering it, that Wizards has hornswoggled individuals and making those individuals feel that their only recourse is to, well, form a mutiny and seek their treasure through dubious means. And what say you? Talk to me down in the comments. What do you think Wizards could do to improve the brand, to improve the quality of both the writing and the physical binding? What overall services could they improve upon to quell piracy of their books? And lastly, let's assume that quality issues have been resolved. Service is top notch. What price point would the average 225 page count hardback book make you feel comfortable with purchasing? Remember, comment below. Just don't post how or where to pirate. That's not what this video is about. Just comment your thoughts and answer my questions. And until next our paths cross, may you...